Hi, so I recorded an entire video yesterday and then I realized that there was no audio. So I just tried out a new microphone and I think the battery died and just about maybe half a minute into the video and it was like 15 minutes long. So yeah, trying this out. Hopefully this time it works. I'm like checking to see the light is green all the time just to make sure that it's on. So what I was talking about yesterday is just what's been going on this week. I have in our courtyard, I have two raised beds. One of them I had garlic interplanted with lettuce, and the lettuce was starting to bolt, so we removed the lettuce and brought home whatever we could eat, and then threw away the rest. And the garlic was actually suffering, I feel, from this interplanting. It was weak and really small, and the stems had started to, the leaves had started to die back, which is quite early. Usually I don't harvest garlic until like maybe the third week of July. So, and this was the last week of June. Um, but when I saw them dying back, I just figured I'll just pull them, see what the bulbs look like, and instead of just leaving them in because it's going to rain for the next couple of days, so I just figured I'll harvest and see if there's anything that I can use. And there was small bulbs, so they won't work for storage, but I brought them in and I chopped them all up and put them in the freezer, so the white parts. And all of them had actually begun to split, but there was no paper or like skin around the clove, like just a full bulb, but no like papery skin in between any of the cloves. So that's what we did, and then we reset that bed with some cow manure, and my daughter was helping me with that. So we poured in the cow manure and then we got busy trying to even out the bed a little bit. So that was great that I had help with that. And then the next project was planting out the Lisianthus. So the Lisianthus was just an experiment just to see if I could get the seeds to sprout. I got the seeds on sale. Usually in my area, you need to start them in January, and I started them in April. So I don't know if they're going to give me any blooms, but if they do, it's a bonus. And otherwise, I've just learned a lot about how to care for them, how to get them to germinate. So we just made little holes in the soil, and then we amended the soil with chicken manure pellets because that's what I had at home. Um, and then we started planting the seedlings in the soil, and the roots were wide and quite large actually, but there was like more room for them. They weren't root bound or anything, and the roots were large for the size seedling, but they still weren't like filling out the pot. So yeah, maybe a little bit early to plant them out, but at the same time I feel like being uh, outside is probably what's best for them. Lisianthus is a cool flower, so it needs like cool weather to establish. And I mean, I feel like we're always cool here, so the nighttime temperatures are like maybe 13 degrees Celsius right now, and the daytime temperature is maybe 20. And that's like about as warm as we get here. So maybe, just maybe, we'll get some blooms. It'll be a bonus if we do. And then the other day I actually put in an order for fall bulbs. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, or just tell you what I ordered. So I have tulips, ranunculuses, anemones, narcissus, and hyacinths and alliums that I ordered. And I'll put in pictures of each of the varieties that I ordered. we can start with the tulips. So the first one I ordered was a tulip named called Miranda. It's an orange double. And each of these packets has 8 tulips in them. The next one is Uncle Tom, so it's a red double. And then I have a yellow one called Golden Appledorn. It's a single. And then an orange one called Daydream. It's kind of orange, but it has like a little bit of red streaks in it. So it looks gorgeous. And then I had a special tulip called Ice Cream. It's not like any tulip I've ever seen before. It's more just for me because I just fell in love with it. I really want to grow that tulip just because it looks so unique and special. So I really wanted to try it out. And then I have an amazing parrot tulip. So it's like pinky, but with like orange yellow tips. So gorgeous. And then I bought 2 mixes. The first one is of single tulips called Strawberry Snowfall. So it's white and brighter pink and a darker purple. And then I bought a mix of double tulips, which is called Ricke. And it's basically the same colors, but the pink is a little bit lighter and the purple is also a little bit lighter than the other mix. And with all of these, I'm going to plant them out in the fall, and hopefully they'll give me a crop or harvest in the spring. And I mean, I did spend quite a lot of money on this for me. I haven't really spent this much on anything before, but I just bought 8 of each variety of tulips. So the mix is, it's 8 of each variety in the mix, so 24 in total of the 2 mixes. But I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna sell these or just have them for myself, like if I have an excess that I can sell, or just making bouquets for me and my family and friends. So I just figured I'll start as small as possible, and this was as small as I could get it, narrow it down to. But we'll see what we do with these when the time comes. So next up are the ranunculuses, and I bought 2. Yeah, one is just the name was just white, and I bought 15 of those. That's 1 packet. And then the next one is a mixed called Elegance Pastello Pink. And I bought 3 packets of 10, so 30 of these. And I just took out my own ranunculuses from my allotment. They're not producing anymore, and the leaves have started to yellow down. So I've pulled them up, and my plan is to save the corms for next year. And then I bought some anemones, and I bought one called Levante Azzurro, one called Admiral, one called Levante Rossa, which is just so beautiful. It's like this pastel-y pink. One that I'm growing this year called Mount Everest. And I've just noticed that the aphids are really drawn to the white anemones compared to the other colors of the anemones. So I'll have to do something about that. And then the last one is sulfide. And there was an offer for the anemones, like take 5 and pay for 4. So the sulfide is the one that I got free. I chose it myself, but yeah, that's maybe a little bit too bright, but I just wanted to try it out. And next up are the narcissus. Yeah, maybe I should just clear that up. These bulbs are like on pre-sale, so they won't be delivered until September. The earliest is September. So you like reserve them now. Reserve, is that the word? Yeah, and then they ship them to you later. So for the narcissus, I ordered a double called White Explosion. I only ordered double of these. So the White Explosion is just an all white. Apparently got 2 packets. I think that was a mistake. I was just going to buy 1 packet, but I bought 2 packets of a yellow double one called Dick Wilden. So in each packet is 10, so 10 of the White Explosion, 20 of the Dick Wilden, since I ordered 2 packets. And then the last one is called Del Na Chao, and I bought 1 packet or 10 bulbs of that one. So I'm excited for those. And then I decided I wanted to try to grow hyacinths as well. So one hyacinth called China Pink and one called Manhattan. And for the hyacinths, their stems are quite short, but I've seen that some people like cut off the sides of the bulbs to elongate the stem, so you can use them in bouquets. So yeah, hopefully we can use those. And then the last category is allium. So I bought a white one called Nigrum, a blue one called Carleum, and a pink one called Spherocephalon. And the pink and the blue is 25 bulbs in each packet, and the white one Nigrum is 5 in the packet. So yeah, so that was it. I'm really excited for when these get delivered. I mean, I'm gonna take you with me for the entire process, of course, planting, and maybe in the spring when they start to come up and need some care and water, take you along for that. And when we harvest, and I'm excited to see what we get and how we use them. Yeah. So I guess that's what I wanted to tell you. This is really what I've been doing this week. And I'm hoping that this microphone works so that you have been able to hear me all this time. Yeah, but thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.